You know, when you start speaking out about things that really, really matter to you, that you feel very strongly about, and you just start sharing it with friends or on YouTube, whatever, that's a preference or that is a natural flow that will guide you. The more I have been doing that, and I've been doing it for a number of months now, and as I've been sharing about first self-love, that was always my thing, my secret sauce, and then really getting in touch with the longing inside and realizing that that longing is basically your own divinity kind of pushing from the inside out, saying, hey, feel this, hey, this is happening, will you open up to it? And that's why the longing has been very, very important and alive in me for quite a while now. And from there, there is this full letting go of this world that we live in. I know we can't let it go physically because as physical beings, it's like this whole soup that's just doing its thing. But we can let it go on an emotional and mental level to the best of our ability. And what has been so interesting, like I was just saying, is like me expressing that more and more and with more and more clarity, because the more I express it, the more clear I get about it. And then that can come out, and then the next and the next. So I feel that just me sharing it here is just opening up a whole new world in me where I go like, oh, now I get it. I thought I got it before. And of course I did on this level, but then it goes, oh. And then what's been happening is that there's all these synchronicities where I am connecting with other souls who are on that same frequency. And I've had several reach out to me and say, I totally resonate with you, and let's do something together. And it happened again recently. And it is so satisfying for me to connect with these people because the resonance is there and we are totally aligned. We see what we see, we experience what we experience, and there's like confirmation somehow. I don't need confirmation, but I like confirmation because it's almost like it lights up. And then one may say something and that like sparks something here. It's like, oh yeah, but oh, now I see. And that's how it goes when we get together. So I am connecting with more women. I'm also connecting with men, but it seems like there's more women right now who are so committed to being this presence, this I am. I am not Pernilla. I am not a man or a woman or a cat or a dog. I am not my title. I am. It's an experience, and it's a very real experience. And once you land in that, even if it's for a moment or a longer moment or many moments, every time we do, it feels to me like I'm letting out some of that energy or some of that frequency, because when I am there, I am the portal. It's not like I'm here and the portal is here and I need to get and sit in the portal. No, I am already the portal, and I need to go inside and be in that experience of the I am portal. It's one thing. And this portal is literally allowing this frequency to ooze out. That's my favorite term for it, that we walk around oozing I or oozing presence, not being present, but presence. I am. And when you are in I am, you will experience it as an presence, as an energy. it's very real and alive. And I guarantee you it's very different than being identified with Pernilla. So it's an ongoing letting go of Pernilla or your name, your gender, your whatever, your beliefs, and just coming back to I am. And that experience of I am, it allows it to express in a way that I am Pernilla cannot do. So as I'm living here more and more to my best ability, I'm not mastering it yet. I have been connecting with others who are so convinced also that the only solution is that we consciously are that, consciously speak as that, create as that, manifest, if you want to use that word. But it's not manifesting, it is just kind of allowing this to come through by sitting as the portal, an opening for it to come through. It knows exactly what it needs to do or wants to do. And we will experience that inside of us as an energy, as a longing, as a knowing, as a wisdom, as a clarity. It's just there. You don't need to do anything to make it happen. It is there all the time. Remember, my favorite quote is the kingdom of heaven is spread all over the earth, and man cannot see it. And then I add to that, but we can sense it. But we need to tune our sixth sense or our soul sense. We need to attune it to the field, to heaven on earth. If we stay in our five sense mind, we are not tuned into the field. We are tuned into the mind and its senses, and it wants and it likes and it dislikes. That is a very, very different experience than here. And it's not like it likes or doesn't like here. It's just, there's just something here that is undeniable. And it comes as a flow, a movement, a longing, a joy, vision, something that you can feel that's like it has its own energy. Now, this energy is already the earth that we want to live in, that we want to experience. Heaven is already spread all over the earth. It is already here. And that is so hard for most of us to really get that, because we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on the matrix and all the crazy things that are going on. And trust me, there's going to be more, because it keeps piling up and people get more and more involved, like, oh my God, and this is happening, and oh, this is happening. What we do is leave heaven on earth. We are leaving the kingdom of heaven that is all over. Now, I am reaching out to other souls who are also here to be this, to tune into, to become, to be guided by this kingdom of heaven that is all over. And it's a real conscious thing we must do. It's not just like, oh yeah, it's here, it's fine, it's all in place. No, that's all happening in the mind. It's kind of believing it or hoping it or accepting it. It's a very, very different experience. It has to be here where you just like, it's like you click, or there's something like deep sigh, and like, this, and then you stay there. And then you'll start realizing that this is where all comes from. That is not the matrix that comes from. It's already it. I don't know how to explain it really clearly, but there has to be that shift from the mind to the heart or the soul or the energy. And when you're in it, you don't need to do much more than that. there might be something else that comes from that, and there probably will be. Just like for me, it's doing the YouTubes and it's creating groups and it's connecting with other people, and we just talk about this, and there's this energy just builds and we can feel it. And in that, we actually are really right smack in the middle of the portal, and we can feel that this energy that's coming in, that's already here, but now it's coming in through the veil, we might say, because the veil is thinning. So we can feel, we can sense it's here. So we just make ourselves available for it. It is that simple. But the hard part is that we need to learn to disengage from the matrix, which is the mind. Same thing. It's all happening in the mind. Your five senses, it's all happening in the mind. It's hard to get that. I'm not 100% getting it yet, but I'm getting it enough to know that we're done. This is over. There's flavors left of it. But I don't need to touch that anymore. So what I'm trying to say today, that when we or I really start sharing from what I know that is beyond my five senses, start sharing it with others that you know will resonate with that, magic starts happening. It simply does. There's things that are happening now that I actually felt many years ago, that I felt a deep yearning for, and suddenly it is showing up now. It's amazing. And it's not something I wanted to happen. It was something that I felt in here as something that wanted to happen. And I was just kind of the container for that to express it. Now it's beginning to happen because I am consciously making myself available for that. If you feel alone in this, please remember that I do offer a monthly group every first Tuesday of the month. And this is where we are connecting to this, this that we're feeling, but we don't fully trust it yet. We don't know what to do with it. We're still stuck in the matrix. So this is just a place to start kind of opening up to this and letting go of that and learning to trust this more. I use my hands, but it feels like it's just this here in my arms, in my body, around it, all over the earth. Heaven is spread all over the earth, and we need to make ourselves available now. Will you join us? Because there are more and more who are really tapping into that. And if you do too, you are not alone. I think it's essential for all of us to start connecting, because the field will grow. The more of us who are open to it, the more of this can come in. And I think it's would be a really, really cool thing if we can do this together.